All right, so if you click on this video, you're going straight to hell, so don't worry about it. I'm gonna be there too. And today's video is gonna be about how to mind fuck a guy. Now, this video, most likely that same vergüenza did some shit that made you click on this video. And I'm here to help you get some revenge, okay? And now, the Lord does not like that, but we all know you could just ask for forgiveness. So I'm gonna show you guys the 3 rules to mind fuck a guy. And I hope YouTube doesn't ban me. I hope YouTube doesn't delete this video, because if it does, then I won't be able to close the channel and threaten you guys with it, okay? Now, these strategies are based on psychology. So if you guys really want to learn this, just click on the description down below, and there you'll be able to work with me one-on-one, right? And then you can book a one-on-one phone call, and I can show you exactly how to apply these strategies, okay? There you go. I can show you how to apply these strategies. And you can book a 10-minute call, 15-minute call, and 30-minute call. And with that, you can also get my free ebook and my free audiobook. It's a free book that I've made, not an AI, with my own handwriting, well, it's typed, and it teaches you guys how to attract men into your life that you want, that's not toxic, that doesn't have Bronx energy, and it'll teach you guys how to keep them with psychological strategies. Okay, so let's begin with the video now. There you go. Now, the first step is a rule of 3. These are 3 strategies to create obsession in a guy. Okay, the first thing you got to understand is the concept, right? Their brain works through contrast. So if you're not there, once a pattern is created, the brain, in a state of anxiety, projects reality into your mind and makes reality unbearable, right? Now let's go back to the video, right? And no, right there you go. And the way that works is that it makes reality unbearable, because this works especially if the person has anxiety, because when you're anxious, you usually start to imagine things. When you're at peace, you usually start to not imagine things, actually, right? That's why when you meditate, they teach you how not to think. They teach you not to think, not to project stuff. And the more at peace you are, the less you imagine.
Okay.
The more anxious you are, the more you imagine. The more you recall the past, the more you identify with your thoughts and patterns, right? And that is to your advantage, because usually the more obsessed somebody gets, the more anxious they become.
Okay.
The more anxious they are, the more obsessed they are. The less anxious they are, the less obsessed they are, which usually means less fantasy projection.
Okay.
So when you're not there, their calm state causes them to have the patience to wait for you, right? So that's why anxious people, anxiously attached people, tend to be insecure, not because they're insecure, but because their brain just creates so much projection, because it always focuses on what's not there. Meaning, if they had a good experience with you and you're not there, then the brain, it always works through contrast. If you're not there, they think of you, right? If you're tall, if they have a family, they'll think about what it is to not have a family. If they don't have a family, they'll be jealous of the person that has a family. That's how the brain works, through contrast, right? And so you use this principle by learning how to psychologically fuck with people. Now, look, this is evil shit. Okay, I'm not even gonna lie. Like, I don't even know why I made this video, right? I think it'll be easier if I do that, because
Yeah.
I have more control over this.
Yeah, exactly.
So this depends on how anxious the person is, right? If the person is peaceful, this doesn't work. Now, it doesn't mean that it doesn't work. It works less on people that are peaceful,
Okay.
right? You do want some anxiety, because when you like someone, it's very natural for you to feel anxiety. If you don't feel anxiety, you don't like the person.
Oh, okay.
Like, it's just how that works. Like, it's impossible to like someone and not feel a little insecure, because when you like someone, if you notice, when you look at somebody that you like, in that moment, at least for a moment, you get more insecure.
Yeah.
Like, your self-esteem lowers.
Yeah.
That how much it lowers depends on your self-esteem level. Some people who are healthy, they experience a little bit of a dip. Really insecure people, they can't forget about it. It ruins their day. They want to go after them, which is, it's good if you are. That's why a lot of insecure people can be very ambitious, because they think about what they want, and they feel so insecure, and they hate their reality so much that they'll do anything to attain it. And that's really good. But then that means that if they like someone and they can't have them, they also could get insecure or sometimes aggressive,
Okay.
and they get very manipulative.
And how can I be sure that the person that I'm like dealing with is insecure enough so that this can work.
Well, you notice what happens when when you try to set boundaries.
Okay.
You know, if you set boundaries, setting boundaries feels uncomfortable for them, but they'll accept it. And to insecure people, they cry, they complain, they accuse you, they start acting like victims. They're all of a sudden they get a disease, and then you gotta like they play the victim,
Mm-hmm.
right? And so that's how you could tell when you set boundaries with people. That's how you know if the person is insecure. You know, um, the next one is why this works psychological. Why does this work psychologically? Okay. Um, First one is it works because of intermittent reinforcement, right? You're increasing your craving. Melissa, that's what man. That Melissa's like the needy girl from this channel.
Okay.
So we're using intermittent reinforcement, and uncertainty can make validation feel more intense. When they don't know what's in your mind, whenever you show them you like them, it's a big boost of dopamine because knowing what's in your brain is very rewarding for people. People, especially insecure people, they always think the worst of what's going on in people's mind.
Okay.
And so when you create space, which I'm going to talk about, or just being yourself and not just being and not acting completely infatuated by them, they start to say, okay, what the fuck? Why do they like me? Do they not like me? And that creates like a big question mark. And that question mark creates projections in the mind. And that projection usually comes because of anxiety, right? And the anxiety makes the validation when you validate them, show them that you like them, more addictive or compulsive.
Okay.
So the next one is that the brain chases the reward because it becomes less predictable, right? You pretty much just become a less predictable person in their minds, and that's really rewarding. That's really good, actually. What you can't predict, you respect more,
Okay.
right? That's how nature is. That's why people thought of nature as well. Actually, they always predicted nature, so that's like my point of view. So how do you do that, right? The first one is you create comfort. And comfort is pretty much just seeing them every day. Not every day, actually. Just creating a pattern. You know, I like you, or even a pattern of behavior, a pattern of talking to them, a way of texting, good morning text. You're establishing predictability.
Okay. Should I do this like in the beginning of
Yeah,
the relationship?
in the beginning, yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Not too much. You can be predictable, but just make sure you're predictable with some distance. Right?
Okay.
Because you don't want to. Sounds like popcorn. Yes. You don't want to um you don't want to be so predictable that you don't want to be predictable and consistent in the beginning. You just want to be predictable but not too close. Like because you're getting to know them.
Okay.
So that's the issue. Um People will listen to this and make the excuse of being really needy and being predictable not because out of strategy but because out of anxiety.
Hmm.
Like they find having to apply these strategies to and anxiety inducing.
Okay.
So you got to create that distance. So being predictable is what you have to do, seeing them every day so that they can expect you. When you start to expect something, when it doesn't happen, you feel bad,
Okay.
right? And that feeling bad creates what? Pain, right? Let's zoom in right here. It creates pain. You break the reward of seeing you. So now you become more unpredictable. And when that happens, their brain starts to imagine different things. They start to imagine maybe you found someone, or maybe oh no, my life always turns out this way. They always lose interest.
Okay.
But the beauty about that is that when this occurs in their mind, you acquire positive traits in their minds.
Okay.
They start to think of you as more intelligent, as more. Maybe you were acting needy, and they're like, "Oh, this person is needy." All of a sudden, they start to reinterpret your needy behavior as like, "Oh man, she wasn't being needy; she just appreciated me." Like,
Okay.
"Oh, well, she wasn't needy and creepy. I was the one that didn't appreciate her. Now I'm losing her."
Okay.
So you sort of they reinterpret all of those memories that maybe you were needy, but because now you break the pattern, and it's as simple as not sending a good morning text when you've always been sending that.
Okay.
It's as simple as you met them and maybe you cut the date short. Or maybe you like, I'm busy, I gotta go, or maybe you cancel a date randomly. And you might say that's really that. Well, yeah, it's because people are insecure and they hide it. So that's why this is surprisingly simple, but that's because just people are really good at hiding insecurity,
Okay.
right? And this is what happens. Actually, this is what happens every time when you fall in love with someone. Because it's natural for you to maybe cancel a date.
Mhm.
Maybe you're upset. Maybe you don't want to see them because of work or school, or maybe you're really busy, and so you say I'm busy, and you have a real excuse, but their brain says, "Oh no, this is happening again," or
Mm.
"Oh no, because if they find you attractive, they think other people want you."
Okay. So like the point on this is like having control, right?
Yeah, you
Like
can do
if
that. Yeah.
you have the control,
Hmm.
if you're like, I don't know, first you are like doing this because you want to generate, how do you call it?
Anxiety.
No, the first one.
Oh, predictability, comfort.
Uh-huh,
Hmm.
comfort.
Yeah.
And then you have the control to not do that,
Hmm.
right?
Hmm.
So stop texting or just canceling or whatever.
Yeah. Some people don't have the control. Some people, when they think of canceling, maybe they felt so anxious in that
Mhm.
day that canceling is too painful.
Okay.
They're like, fuck, I want to see him. Oh, and Father Alex says cancel. No, I don't want to do that shit. And look, look, when they like you, you can make all the mistakes and they still like you.
Okay.
All right. That's pretty much at the core of this. When a guy likes you, you could do the stupidest shit and they'll still forgive you.
Okay.
But they have to like you. Usually, if you're watching this video, they don't like you. Like if you're watching this video, you're hard headed and and you're like you're just want to make this work. And also, this works on guys that are in the middle, and this could possibly make them fall in love. But the chances, in my opinion, is like 20%.
Okay.
It's 20%, but it's better than nothing because a lot of the times when a guy is inconsistent or 50-50, you start acting in a way that makes it almost 0% that the person is not going to like you. They're like, oh, this person looked confident. Now they're needy. They're calling, creepy, and you sort of give them power.
Okay.
So this is a way to like not make somebody that like you, but more to make the inconsistent guys be turn a little bit more towards consistency.
Okay.
You know, but you gotta be careful. If you do this too much, they resent you and they'll want to get revenge. So you can't do this too much. So once you create the pain, so it could be you see them every day, and then all of a sudden you cancel last minute. Now you got a reward, right?
Okay.
You can't just create pain and like expect them to be okay with it. That's
Yeah.
how you get fucking like guys that do crazy shit, you know? So you give attention. You say, I'm so sorry, I didn't mean to do this. Next time let's hang out, I'll bring you some food. Then you come, you hang out, you bring them food, you say you apologize, right? But the thing is that the pain has already been done,
Okay.
right? And they're like, fuck, I want to get revenge, but I can't. Right? You make it seem like you're also it also hurt you
Uh-huh.
so that you could prevent any form of retaliation.
Okay.
So you give them attention afterwards so that the other person feels rewarded and validated. So give me you cancel the date and maybe you just call them and have a little conversation,
Hmm.
right? You because some women this works, but the problem is that some women who do this they take it too far and they're just evil.
Okay.
Like they're just evil with the guys and those women they attract highly insecure guys that want revenge.
Oh, no, you don't want that.
Yeah, I don't think you want that. Well, some women they like that.
Okay.
They like that type of drama. You know, it's like the type of woman who cheats on a guy, says sorry, apologizes. They do makeup sex, but he still wants revenge,
Wow.
right?
Yeah.
That happens a lot with women, especially when the woman thinks she's above his league. That happens a lot.
Oh.
Um, and and this honestly, I don't recommend you doing this often because this pattern is something that happens naturally. Like sometimes you're talking and you're having good time with them, but then something comes up, some
Mhm.
incompatibility. Maybe they talk to you in a certain way that they didn't know they were being disrespectful. You say, I don't like that. It feels awkward. And then you criticize them, be like, oh, I don't like the way that sometimes you talk to me,
Mhm.
and they feel bad. Then maybe you take a whole day because you don't want to talk to him. Then you say, let's talk about it. You talk about it. And now he feels better. You guys go out, you apologize, and boom, now you're back to normal.
Yeah, of
Right?
course.
That's a healthy mind fucking, right? Because it's natural to have conflict with people, to resolve it and make up.
Yeah. Yeah, of course. Like once you I remember that once you said you have to be you don't want to be free all the time, right?
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Like you gotta do activities and stuff so that
Yeah, yeah.
you have those excuses, and those are real.
Those are real. Yep, yep. And even if you don't like if you don't have things to do, you gotta first of all fake it and then have some shit to do.
Mm.
It's problematic if you don't have shit to do.
Yeah.
Like unless you live in a farm, even in a farm, you got shit to do.
Yeah.
You got to take care of the horse. The guy's gonna say that she liked the horse more. I don't know, but yeah, yeah. These are natural things. It's just that this is exactly what happens when people fall in love all the time.
Okay.
It happens all the time. But it's just some people don't know. They don't do this when they like someone because of anxiety,
Okay.
you know, and so they have to sort of like realize that they're not acting, they're not thinking. So you got to follow these 3 steps and do it at least once or twice in the first 2 or 3 months.
Okay.
Especially if you always turn men off. If they like you at first and then they always leave, you most likely you're not punishing them.
Okay. Yeah.
Like you just have to show some, some stuff. I've had women, they text me and they just respond instantly. There's nothing wrong with that, honestly. When I like them, I don't care.
Yeah. Of course.
But if I don't like them, I'm like, I don't know, it's a little needy.
Yeah.
But I'm saying that because I don't like them.
Yeah. Of course.
So it's kind of like it's just not good energy for a woman to receive that type of energy.
Okay. Yeah. Of course. No.
Because it just doesn't feel good, and you also when you feel that then that they're not appreciating you, you actually don't do the opposite. You do more of that.
Yeah. So you don't want to give everything at the beginning, right?
Yeah, go slow.
Okay.
Go slow. Go slow.
Okay.
All right, people. Let me know if you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget, people, I have my new course, The Commitment Formula. Y'all don't believe it, man. I've had a lot of people get married, show me their babies. I'm like, oh fuck, it's not my kid. But yeah, people. So check it out. It's you guys can pre-order it right now for $75. It's gonna be for $99. And I'm gonna start recording it by the end of the month. Look at that, people. We got an Asian girl, we got an Indian woman with an Indian guy, and we got a white girl because they exist. And yeah, you guys can check it out. It's I think it's gonna be one of my best courses because every course that I create is based on 2 years of research. And I go really slow with making these types of things. I don't just make them, and I don't just come up with stuff. I know I'm not married, but sometimes toxic people know things a little bit better, right? You don't ask Granny how to get married; she's gonna tell you some goofy shit. Okay, stop asking Granny, stop asking Grandma, and don't ask your aunt. They're jealous of you. Anyways, man, let me know what you guys think about this, and I'll see you guys.